Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer, for being a subscriber. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about something that is rather disturbing, that is rather alarming. This actually underscores the need for another stimulus package. There needs to be a second stimulus check. There needs to be an extension of unemployment benefits because millions of individuals are at risk for losing water, for losing power, for losing gas. Because what happens is utility companies, the utility companies that provide water, that provide power, that provide gas, they are not getting paid because individuals have not only needed a deference of their rental payments, but individuals have also, to a large extent, stopped paying their water bills, utility bills, their gas bills. As a result, what's happening is these companies, these utility companies are not getting paid. And because they're not getting paid, they are actually pressuring state and local governments that, hey, we need to get paid. Otherwise, we might never get paid, because there are hundreds of millions of dollars out there in outstanding receivables for these utility companies. And they are basically pressuring regulators to say, hey, we don't get paid. We're going to have to either raise our bill or we're going to have to cut off the power supply, the water supply, the gas supply. This is the state of where we are at in our country. It's very unfortunate, but again, I want my viewers and subscribers to know what is happening. I'll give you some data here, and this underscores the need for more stimulus. If you want to help, you can actually look at this data and then you can call your local lawmakers and say, guys, what are you doing? Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get more stimulus, let's get more stimulus happening. So this is where things stand right now. On your screen, you'll see an article, and I'll provide you with the link to the article in the description section below. Millions of Americans risk losing power and water as massive unpaid utility bills pile up. More than 179 million people, more than half the country, may be at risk for shutoffs as many state protections end. Sometimes it blows my mind, the kind of news I'm reporting, and this is where we are at in our country. There are individuals who haven't had power and water for many days, for many weeks. And this is the worst economic crisis that we've had in more than a generation. This is thrusting millions of our fellow Americans across the country into a situation where you don't have money, you need quick cash now. It's hard to keep the lights on because you simply don't have the money. You've lost your job in many cases permanently, and you've fallen behind on your electricity, water and gas bills, and you're looking at the prospect of the utility companies actually shutting down your supply because they have debts that they need to pay, because this is the way things are. Now, I want to be clear, at the start of the pandemic, when this all started in March and April, many states did in fact act quickly to ensure that their residents had water, had power, had gas, and they would continue to get that even if their jobs or wages were slashed. However, right now, at the time I'm recording this, only 21 states and the District of Columbia still have these disconnection bans, is what they're called, still have disconnection bans in place. That means that roughly 179 million Americans, often the low-wage earners, the middle-income earners, are at risk for losing their service as the economy goes through a rather uneven K-shaped recovery. I've talked about a K-shaped recovery for a long time on this channel. For months now, I've done videos on the rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer. This is a K-shaped recovery. And there's a lot of data that actually proves that this is not a V-shaped recovery. And so basically, where things stand right now is that across the country, individuals are unable to pay their bills, and so individuals are in debt, and the utility companies now don't have enough money to pay their bills. So electric and gas debts alone threaten to reach or exceed $24.3 billion with a B by the end of the year, according to most recent analysis. And in Indiana, for example, more than 112,000 households are 120 days or more behind in their power bills, according to a survey. This is just unbelievable. This debt is 4 times greater than the debt that was accrued during the same period in 2019. Significantly more. So the bottom line is that the ones who are struggling continue to struggle, and this is extremely unfortunate. And all of this points to one thing, that those who are already on the precipice financially are essentially reaching a tipping point. And it is just That is the way things stand right now, and this is a significant burden, the burden of debt on families, and missed electric payments, missed water payments, missed gas payments are a sign of the severe cash crunch that we are facing right now, which is why I keep saying that we need quick cash now. We need to keep the lights on. We need to put food on the table. And I'm hoping that some sort of a stimulus deal does indeed happen, because there is a need for something like this. And nationally, nearly 1/3 of American adults still say that they face difficulty meeting their regular household expenses, according to the most recent survey by the US Census Bureau. So this is official data. And that figure is compounded by the fact that 837,000 people filed for unemployment assistance in the past week alone, according to data that was released by the US government. So, in March, the CARES Act was passed, and there was a lot of help. There were a lot of safety net programs, including helping individuals to pay for their electricity. But much of that money has indeed been spent, or it has already expired. And, at the time I'm recording this, we don't have another stimulus package yet, but we should hopefully have one. And this is a pretty grim picture at the moment. And I'm hoping the two sides do indeed come to an agreement. In Wisconsin, for example, in the state of Wisconsin, a number of residents fell behind in the month of August, an average of 3 in 10 customers at 5 electric and gas utility companies missed payments totaling $235 million in debt. And that's more than double the average rate that was registered in 2019. Wisconsin's Utility Commission decided to extend its shut-off moratorium into next spring. The idea was to protect public health and ensure that students who are stuck learning at home do not do so in the dark. I can't believe I'm talking about students in our country trying to study in the dark. I mean, sometimes I think I'm living in an alternate reality, and so are all of us. The solution would be that we get another stimulus package, we re-engineer our skills, we try and make sure we are never, ever, ever dependent on anyone again, including the government. And we achieve a new level of financial freedom, which is what you will get on my channel. So please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications, because I will teach you how to get there. I was able to do that myself, and I want to teach you how to do that, and I will. And essentially the curve is going the wrong way. And the main reason this is happening is states are suspending collections, disconnections and late fees. They are suspending them, but they are not waiving those fees. So remember, these bills are suspended or deferred, but not waived or wiped out or cancelled completely. So remember, tenants deferred monthly payments for rent without risk of eviction, but many families have indeed held off on making payments for water, electricity or gas, and a lot of money is owed. And many states are now facing a very difficult choice whether to extend or terminate their shut-off protection as the economy gradually starts to rebound. And local regulators, I'm talking state and local governments, have faced quite a lot of lobbying and quite a lot of pressure from utility companies who are basically saying that, hey, this long-term moratorium will result in hundreds of millions of dollars in debt that is due but will never be paid. Because if someone is many months behind on their bills but simply is not able to pay, what's a utility company going to do? They lose the money, and then they pressure state and local governments, who in turn are not able to extend the moratorium. That is the way things are. And an association for energy providers in Pennsylvania said in August that they had registered a $403 million in accounts receivable. That means they needed to collect almost $500 million in accounts receivable, compared with $290 million at the same time in 2019. And in doing so, the lobbying group urged Pennsylvania to cancel its shut-off moratorium, arguing that circumstances have changed since March and other solutions like payment plans would work better. The solution is bad for individuals who are falling behind, and there needs to be some way to collect from them as far as the utility companies are concerned. I mean, if I had my way, I would I would do more, but I'm a citizen reporter, so please don't blame the messenger. I'm trying to report what's going on out there. And Pennsylvania, by the way, decided to keep the disconnection ban in place to help its residents, just so that you know. But local activists have expressed alarm at the fact that, at some point, all these debts will come due. And these are a bunch of dominoes that could fall. at some point or another. Cash flow is becoming a problem for utility companies. And how will utility companies recover? That is something that a lot of individuals are also questioning. In North Carolina, roughly 1 million individuals over the summer fell behind on their electricity bills. And now I just want to be clear, as the weather gets colder, because it's going to get colder, the winter is coming. I'm on the East Coast, and I'm actually, you can't tell, but it's actually quite chilly on my patio. So that's why I'm wearing this jacket. The arrival of cold weather actually does trigger seasonal protections throughout the country. So this could, this is a good thing. But those bans vary widely. And in some cases, they protect only certain low-income residents from utility shutoffs. This is completely different from the very robust protection plans that were in place at the start of the pandemic. The real solution may be federal in nature, and there needs to be billions of dollars in aid to low-income Americans to help them pay their electricity bills. I do believe that that is the solution. And, one of the government's major programs, known in the industry as LIHEAP, covers energy and not water service. So House lawmakers recently proposed funding to help families cover their water bills, but it has not gained sufficient traction even at this time when it's imperative for us to wash our hands regularly. So not everything has been addressed. And this is a financial cliff that will affect potentially millions of Americans nationwide. And, the system is completely overloaded. That is where things stand right now. I'm hoping, let me know in the comment section below if you're running into problems with utilities, with water bills, with electricity, if you're running into problems with your power supply because you haven't been able to pay the bills. Hopefully you have some help locally. Hopefully you have some friends and family who can help you. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. I want to be able to help you, which is what this channel is about. As you can see, me and my team are working very, very, very hard on this channel for you. And so I would appreciate it if you subscribe, if you enable notifications so you can get instant updates from us going forward. And also please click the like button. That tells YouTube of your confidence in us, your faith in me and my team, your support of me and my team as we try and educate you and as we try and help you with reliable information, with information that hopefully helps you prepare for your future, for a better future. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you. Bye.